And we are live as the Philadelphia Eagles take on their old head coach, Doug Pederson, in the Philadelphia Eagles' first home game with the Kelly Green jerseys. The Eagles are hoping to build upon a great 3-0 run following the bye. The Jacksonville Jaguars looking to turn things around as they get set for this game. We're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. This is Bird's Nest Media's coverage of the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Welcome here. I'm Joe Donahue. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. The last few weeks, haven't been able to do as much live streaming as I would have wanted to, mostly tied to work and other reasons, but I appreciate those of you who are going to be hanging out here with us today. I appreciate you all stopping by, and please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media because it really helps the channel out. We are just a couple of moments away from kickoff here. Again, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles getting ready. We've got Little on to kick it away. We've got Kenny Gainwell as well as Will Shipley in the backfield getting ready to return it. And the kick is away, so the Eagles will get the ball first, and that is going to be fielded in the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles are getting things started. Jalen Hurts lines up under center. He got split backs behind him. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff back, looking, throws, and overthrows. And was that picked off? Nah, it was incomplete. It was right, overthrows A.J. Brown, but it hit the ground before it was received there. So that would not have been a good start. Jalen Hurts has not thrown an interception or turned the ball over since the bye week at the beginning of October. So that's always a good sign there, but that was definitely a little bit scary there for a second. Okay, so we got Hurts under center, back in the backfield. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to power forward, gets up to about the 35-yard line, and that is going to bring up third and short. 3rd and 5 specifically there. All right, so we got Hurts in the gun. We got it back to his left. That is Barkley. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing across the middle, complete to Grant Calcaterra, who is going to pick up the first down, gets right up to the 40-yard line. And that is a big Eagles first down, keeps the ball moving, and it's right on the 40-yard line. So we've got inside of 14 minutes left to play in this first quarter here. We got Hurts, takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up about 5 there. They're only going to mark him up to the 44, so that was a nice up-the-middle run there. So it's 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. How are we feeling about this game, folks? Definitely let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you. Hurts is in the gun. We've got a back to his right. I believe that's Kenny Gainwell in. Man in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to roll to the outside. Picks up about 4 there. So that's that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 situation. They're showing Saquon Barkley highlights right now. So we're at about 12:40 left in the first quarter here. 12 and a half, actually. Hurts is in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell's going to pick up maybe a yard there. Yep, so they're going to mark him down at the 49-yard line. It is going to be 4th and 1. It's going to be a long 4th and 1. So we'll see if the Eagles decide to go for their first brotherly shove of the game. And they are lining up for the brotherly shove here, so see what happens. Could also be trying to draw the Jaguars off sides. They're going to roll Devontae Smith out, and he takes a snap, and there's a false start. Got our first flag of the game. False start was called on Jack Stoll there. So that is going to march the Eagles back 5 yards, and that will force the punting unit on. So definitely a disappointing end to that first drive. A quick 3 and out. Well, not a 3 and out. I'm sorry, they did get a first down, but that's gonna fizzle out quickly, and the Braden Mann will be out to punt this away. And the kick is away, and that's going to go all the way back. It's going to get fielded at about the 14, and that's a fumble. That's a fumble, and the Eagles have recovered inside of the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-yard line. And that was Kelly Ringo on the fumble recovery. That was huge. They fielded that at the 14, and then he was nailed. It was nailed. So the Philadelphia Eagles have the ball in great field position right now. So Kelly Ringo recovering that, and the Eagles keep the football. With 11:10 left in the first quarter here, and that's the Eagles' first turnover of the game. Fumble was forced by Sidney Brown. So the ball's on the 20. Hurts is under center. Split backs behind him. Now Grant Calcaterra goes in motion. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. That's going to be caught right at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like that is going to be, that's going to be Ben Van Sumeren. That's going to be a no-gain situation. Forward progress will get him back up to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-yard line. Can the Eagles get their first quarter points of the season? They have not scored in the first quarter at all this year. So we got Jalen Hurts in the gun. We got Saquon Barkley to his right, man in motion. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. He's got Barkley in the end zone for a touchdown, and the Eagles are on the board. The Eagles get a really quick first points there. After the drive sputtered out in their own territory, the Philadelphia Eagles get the touchdown off of a fumble. And yep, he is inbounds, and that is a catch. They're showing the review there, but he's got both feet down with control of the football. He survives the ground. That is a touchdown, and the Philadelphia Eagles are on the board. Jake Elliott is on to attempt the extra point. And the snap hold kick is up, and it is good with 10 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in this first quarter. The Eagles have struck first against their old head coach, Doug Pederson. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 7, the Jacksonville Jaguars nothing. And that is the kind of start you really like to see it. It didn't look good initially, right? You had that start you had that start at the beginning. They got one first down, and then the drive kind of sputtered, and then there was a self-inflicted wound that caused them to not be able to pull off the brotherly shove. But then the Eagles punted it away, forced a turnover on the punt, and were able to come away with their first quarter points of the season. That's big. That's big. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. That was a beautiful touchdown pass. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. Yeah, you'd love to see when that happens. All right, so Braden Mann on to to kick this away. And that is going to get fielded, not fielded. It's going to go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Jacksonville Jaguars will pick up at the 30-yard line. All right, so we're going to see Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and he's lining up under center. He got it back in the backfield. Eagles trying to get him to jump. Lawrence takes a snap, back looking, pressure coming. Lawrence gonna loft it, and that's gonna be incomplete, swatted down for the Eagles by Zach Bond, who again has been really impressive over the course of this first half of the season. Yeah, Zach Bond just leaps up there and tips that ball just out of the hands of Ingram there, Evan Ingram, the tight end. So we got a 2nd and 10 situation, 10-17 left in the first. Lawrence is in the gun. We got a back behind him. Man goes in motion. Lawrence takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to get about 2 yards, maybe 3, depending on where they spot it. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long situation for the Jaguars, though. They will give him 3rd and 7, so it's up to the 33-yard line. That was ETN there on the run. Travis Etienne. So we got 3rd and 7. We got Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Eagles in a 4-3. Lawrence takes a snap, back looking, throws. That is going to be caught for a 1st down. That is Washington. That's about a 14-yard, It's about a 10, 11 yard pickup there on that. So that is a that is going to bring up a first down for the Jaguars. Gets them up to the 44, pushed out by Quinyon Mitchell. That was Washington on the reception. Parker Washington. We got about 9 minutes left in the first quarter. We got Lawrence under center, back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Lawrence throws. That's going to be caught. It's going to be probably a little bit past the 45-yard line up to about the 47. That is Travis Etienne there on that reception. It is a 3-yard pickup. Brings up second down and 7 for the Jaguars. All right, so we got we got Lawrence lining up under center. We got Etienne deep in the backfield. So he's going to hand it off. I apologize. That's my bad. I identified the player wrong. That's Bigsby. Tank Bigsby in the backfield. Gets a handoff and picks up about 3 yards there. 3rd and 4. So it is a 3rd and short situation here for the Jaguars. Etienne comes back in the game. So we got 3rd and 4. Jaguars were 1 for 9 on 3rd down last week. Lawrence takes a snap from the gun. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming, and Lawrence is going to get sacked. Lawrence is going to lose a whole bunch of yards there on that. Gets sacked back around the 41-yard line. That is going to bring up 4th down, and that is going to send the punting unit on the field because it is a 4th down and 2 sticks kind of situation. And that was Josh Sweat there on the sack. So that's a huge, huge sack for the Eagles. Keeps the Jaguars from getting too deep into Eagles territory, and that will send the punting unit onto the field. Jaguars punter is Logan Cook. Back to receive the punt is Cooper DeJean. Britton Covey still on injured reserve. Punt is away. DeJean is going to let that one bounce out of bounds. So the Eagles will take over right around their 11-yard line. We've got a timeout on the field with 6 minutes, 36 seconds left in this first quarter. Eagles are on top 7-0. All right. My Stream Deck keeps causing problems. I have to figure out what's going on with the Stream Deck and why the Stream Deck keeps forgetting some of the programming that I've installed into it. I just got to double check a couple of things here. Okay, so the flag indicator comes up. The flag indicator goes away. The booth review indicator comes up. The booth review goes away. All right, let's check. You guys can't see this because I've got it on the preview if you're watching this. I have a Stream Deck. That's what allows me to make changes to what you guys see before you guys see it. So just gotta make these switches here. It just keeps forgetting the switches, so I don't know why it does that, but either way, it doesn't impact the fact that the Eagles are up 7-0. How's everybody doing? I know it was a little bit of a struggle with the I haven't really had the chance to check in with you guys lately. Didn't really do a ton of streaming in October. A lot of that was due to work and other things. I really do not like the 1 o'clock starts. The important ones I want to make sure that I get are the timeouts. All right, so we are back. We got Jalen Hurts lining up under center, A.J. Brown going in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. He's going to hand that off to Barkley, and Barkley's going to pick up about 2 or 3 there. They're going to credit him for 2, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 13-yard line. So the Eagles are lined up on their own. They started the drive at their own 11. We got about 6:15 left in this first quarter here. Hurts is going to line up in the gun. And then we're going to make some changes here. So Saquon Barkley is going to move to Hurts' left. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. Pressure is going to come. Hurts is going to get sacked. He's going to lose a bunch there. Probably losing about 4 based off of the math here. Yeah, it's going to bring up 3rd and 12 from the Eagles' 9-yard line. So we are at about 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter here. That was Hines Allen there on the sack. So it's 3rd and 12. We got Hurts lining up in the gun. We've got Barkley to his right. A.J. Brown is wide out to the near side. And now we got a flag. So we got our second flag of the game. And it's going to be a false start. So that's going to march the Eagles back even farther there. It's a half the distance to the goal, this close to the end zone, so it is going to march them back to the 5. And that was a false start on Saquon Barkley specifically. So we got Hurts lining up in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Grant Calcaterra goes in motion, lines up in the slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. He's in his own end zone. Back, looking. Pressure coming. Hurts is going to throw. Caught by Calcaterra. Going to get back up to the original line of scrimmage. That is going to bring up 4th down, and that's going to probably send the punting unit back onto the field. All right, so Braden Mann is on to punt this away. We're at 4:15 left in this first quarter, and the punt is away. And that is going to get fielded at the 45 or 35, and that's going to get brought up to about the 41 before being brought down. That was Will Shipley there on the stop on the punt return. So we got a stoppage now, 4:06 left in this game or in this first quarter, and the Jaguars have the ball with some pretty good field position, but they are down by a touchdown. Yeah, so Eagles having a little bit of trouble right now trying to get the ball moving, which is definitely concerning. I mean, the Eagles have had 2 total first downs so far this game. And they're 1 for 3 on third down, which, again, not great. And then, of course, given the Jaguars' great field position, is not awesome either. Alrighty. Okay, I think I'm back. I think the programming on the finished programming the stream deck, so we should be back in business in that regard. Okay. All right. Lawrence takes a snap, dumps it off to ETN. ETN's going to get up to about the 46, maybe the 47, depending on where they spot him. They will spot him at the 45, or 46. So that is a 2nd and 5 situation. We're inside of 4 minutes left in this first quarter here. Actually approaching 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. We got Lawrence in the gun. Moves ETN to his left. Lawrence takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing, and that is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Evan Engram, and that was just kind of off his hands, and Kobe Dean was right there to make sure that he did not get the first down, even if he did catch that. So that is going to bring up a 3rd and 5 situation for the Jaguars. So Lawrence is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Now he moves ETN over to his right. Play clock winding down. Lawrence takes a snap back, looking, pressure's coming, throws incomplete. He was looking for Evan Engram again, and he could not get him there at all. So that is going to be 4th and 5, and that is going to send the punting unit on for the Jaguars. Yeah, that was kind of inside the numbers, kind of a little bit across the middle. You had Isaiah Rodgers and Reed Blankenship coming in there to try to deliver additional stops there, and now the punting unit is on. So again, Cook is going to punt this away to DeJean. And DeJean is going to field that, fair catch it right around the 7. So not great field position for the Eagles these last 2 drive starts. But certainly it's good to be on top by a touchdown. 3:13 left in the first quarter. Eagles are up by 7. And we'll pick things up from there. So how are we feeling when it comes to this game? Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out right now. They're doing commercials for 60 minutes. Election day is on Tuesday. I, for one, cannot wait for November the 6th because then we'll go back to seeing all the political ads will be back, or will be gone, and they will, or gone for a little while, and we'll be back to seeing our football games inundated with ads for car and beer and other stuff. So, yeah. So we are at 3:13 left in the first quarter here. It's 7-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see if the Eagles can string together a decent drive here. They've only had 2 first downs so far this game, 2 earned first downs so far this game. And once again, they're lining up in the shadow of their own end zone. Hurts is in the gun. We got backs surrounding him. Sends Devontae Smith in motion. Takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to pick up a whole bunch there. Gets up to about the 13 or the 14-yard line. He just kept fighting for that. And that fight is going to be well earned. He's going to get up to the 14. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 3 for the Eagles. And we're inside of 3 minutes left to play in this first quarter of the game here. So Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has been the play caller so far this season, except for a couple times when Nick Sirianni has called the plays. Hurts lines up in the center, back in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to try to roll out to his right and is stopped pretty well quickly immediately there. Gets up back to the line of scrimmage and no gain there. So 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. So again, a little bit of a good. 3rd and short is not bad. But we'll see how things pan out. 3rd and 3 from the 14. And we are approaching the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Hurts in the gun. Barkley lines up to his left. Sends A.J. Brown in motion. Takes a snap. Back. Looking. He's got time. He's throwing. That's going to be caught by A.J. Brown right at the 30. Gets up to the 34-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. And that is going to be an Eagles first down. So Eagles get a big pickup there. A much-needed pickup. That's a 20-yard reception for A.J. Brown. He was pushed out of bounds by Cisco. So all right, Hurts lines up in the gun. We got a back to his right. 1st and 10. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Barkley, throws caught by Calcaterra. Gets up to about the 41-yard line before he's stopped. And that is going to bring up a 2nd down and 3 for the Eagles from their own 41-yard line. And Grant Calcaterra in for Dallas Goedert, who is injured right now. We're approaching 70 seconds left in this first quarter here. Actually, we're approaching the 60-second mark. 60 seconds left to play in the first quarter here. Hurts is in the gun. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to break through, gets into Jacksonville Jaguars territory, gets down to about the 47-yard line before he is stopped, and that should... there will be one more play left in this first quarter here. We got Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Actually fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it himself, rolls to the right, and then runs out of bounds. And it's going to be a couple yards shy, about 4 yards shy of the first down marker. Runs out at the 42. That should be the last play of the half. Or of the first quarter, I apologize. Yeah, they're not going to call a play. It looks like everybody's getting ready to switch over. We are rolling 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the Eagles have shut out the Jacksonville Jaguars in the first quarter. It is the Philadelphia Eagles 7, the Jacksonville Jaguars nothing. Yeah, so a huge first quarter featured the first Eagles first quarter points this season. They are the last team in the league to score points in the first quarter, which again is huge there for this team, because that was a big critique of mine over the course of the last several weeks, really over the course of this season, is we seem to be setting things up where the Eagles, very simply put, were encouraging fans just based off of how things were going to like get in, not be fully ready for kickoff, get their food, get their beer, get to the stands, and then 15 minutes go by in the game, and now the Eagles turn on. Now this getting those first points on that first, technically it was their second drive, but getting those first points on that drive was huge. And for the Saquon Barkley trackers right now in the first quarter of the game, Barkley has 7 carries for 34 yards. Barkley is also responsible for the that touchdown. It was a Hurts to Barkley 20-yard touchdown. It was a beautiful pass. So things wasn't a pretty first quarter, but the Eagles are kind of humming. We'll see how the rest of the game goes. Eagles picked up 94 yards in that first quarter of total net offensive yards, and then they've had 10 minutes and 21 seconds time of possession, which always going to go pretty well if you're able to win the time of possession battle for the most part. Now, obviously, the Eagles need to make sure that they continue to score here. They need to put the pedal to the metal here. The Jacksonville Jaguars have not been a great team over the course of these first 8 games. So we're back from the commercial break. We are at the start of the second quarter. We got Hurts lining up in the gun, split backs, one to his right, one to his left. Now Devontae Smith's going to go in motion. Hurts is going to take the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to get dropped in the backfield, is going to lose 2. Eagles moving now from right to left as you're looking at Lincoln Financial Field. They're realistically, if you like cardinal directions, they're moving from south to north. They're moving from the south end of the stadium to the north end. So we got Hurts lining up now in the gun. Barkley's to his left. Devontae Smith is wide out to the near side. A.J. Brown in the slot now to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking, is going to throw to Barkley behind the line of scrimmage, gets up to the Jacksonville Jaguars 40, up to the 35, up to the 30-yard line is where he keeps going. He's doing acrobatics down the field as he's trying to stay on top of things here, and it was really, like, he was leaping over players, jumping over them, doing some juke moves, spin moves. It's like he was playing Madden here. Gets down to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10, and now Barkley's going to be on the sideline. He'll take a little bit of a breather after that. So it's 1st and 10. We've got Calcaterra out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Kenny Gainwell. Gainwell's going to pick up a yard, maybe 2, depending on how much they give him. They will credit him for 2, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the Jacksonville Jaguars' 28-yard line. right, so we got Hurts now lining everybody up. Got Kenny Gainwell back, still in the game here. Hurts is going to line up in the gun. Gainwell's going to line up to his left. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. It's going to be caught by Kenny Gainwell at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall immediately, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 there. He is brought down by... officially tagged down by... Who is that? Foyeshide Oluwakin. Alright. So Foyeshide Oluwakin. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. So we got Hurts in the gun. Kenny Gainwell to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Now Brown's going to go in motion. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is going to take off himself. Is going to get up to the 25. Gets to the 20. Picks up the first down for the Eagles. That was just where they needed to get. We are inside of 12 minutes left to play in the first half. And they just got barely enough to get the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a 7-yard pickup for Jalen Hurts. And Barkley is going to be back in this game here. Hurts making some changes at the line. He's going to line up. Initially, he was lined up in a pistol formation, but now he's got in the gun. Weird snap. Hands it off to Barkley, and then Barkley's going to pick up about 3 there on that. That snap almost went well behind him. That snap was up into Hurts' right here, but Hurts reels it in. That was definitely a little weird there. Super adept there, though, by Hurts to field that one. So we got 2nd and 8 now. We're inside of 11 minutes in the first half. Hurts in the gun. Barkley to his right. Devontae Smith wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap. Sees an opening. He's going to take it himself. Hurts is going to get tripped up, though, at the line of scrimmage. Somebody snuck up behind him and is only able to pick up 2 yards on that play. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Eagles from the Jacksonville 16-yard line. That was Ledbetter on the stop. Ledbetter who tripped them up. So 3rd and 6. So we got Hurts now in the gun. Got Barkley to his left. Devontae Smith in motion to the far side. Hurts takes a snap. Back. Looking. He's got time. He's running out of time. He's running around, and now he's going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked down right around the 25-yard line. That should send the field goal unit on. We are inside of 10 minutes left to play in this first half here. It is going to be 4th and 15, so we should see Jake Elliott on to kick the field goal from the 25-yard line. Yeah, they're showing some replays. Hurts didn't really have a whole lot of options. So Elliott's on. Snap, hold, kick is up. And it is good. With 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in this first half, the Eagles extend their lead by a field goal. They are up 10-0 over the Jaguars. Yeah, so let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Would love to hear from you. We'll do a quick summary of the day here while we're waiting, while we're in commercials. So we have, so obviously, as you know, the New York Jets defeated the Houston Texans on Thursday night. It was 21-13. Quick summary of the rest of the games here. Probably the one that is most interesting to Eagles fans, the Atlanta Falcons defeated the Dallas Cowboys by a total score of 27-21. Now, the downside, again, we don't root for injury here. Dak Prescott did leave the game with an injury, so certainly hopefully he's okay. But yeah, the Falcons really had their will with the Cowboys for a while. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the Denver Broncos 41-10. The Buffalo Bills defeated the Miami Dolphins 30-27. Carolina defeated the New Orleans Saints 23-22. The Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 41-24. The Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Cleveland Browns 27-10, and the Washington Commanders defeated the New York Giants 27-22. In overtime, the Tennessee Titans defeated the New England Patriots 20-17. So there's your quick around the league update from the early games. In the late game block, we have a couple other games going on. We have the Arizona Cardinals on top of the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears just scored though, so it is 7-3 with 11:51 left in the second quarter there. Green Bay is ahead of Detroit 3-0. That game is just starting the second quarter. And then still in the first quarter is the Seattle Seahawks against the Los Angeles Rams. That game is scoreless with about 5.5 left in the first quarter in that game. So there's your around the league update here. We are back from commercial. It was a 15-play, 68-yard drive that ultimately sputtered out, but it did take 8 minutes and 53 seconds. So huge drive. Unfortunately, only ending at a field goal there. But we've got Braden Mann on to punt this or kick this away. And that is going to get fielded in the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Jaguars will take over at the 30. That's where things will resume. They're doing showing some highlights. The Philadelphia Eagles visited the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in in the University City section of Philadelphia. So that was huge. So Jaguars are on their own 30. Lawrence is in the gun, takes the snap back, throws to ETN. It's going to pick up about 3 there before getting pushed out of bounds by Zach Bond. So that's going to bring up second down. We are about to hit the 9-minute mark left in the first half here. So Lawrence is in the gun. We've got a back to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, does a quick throw over to the outside, and is going to get. They are going to get the first down. That is Thomas. That's going to be about a. Actually, no. They're going to mark him out. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So it's a 3rd-and-1 situation. That was Brian Thomas there, one of the wide receivers on the reception. So we got 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. 3rd-and-1. Big third down stop needed here. We got Lawrence lining up under center. We got a back deep in the backfield. Lawrence is going to run a QB sneak. Does he get there? He's right on the unofficial yellow line. The officials are coming in just a touch short. And they're saying 4th down. They're saying 4th down. He did not get there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Jaguars try exactly what they did again here. Yeah, they're going to leave the offense out on the field. It is 4th-and-1. We got 7:42, 41, 40 left in the first half here. Lawrence is going to line up. They're going to try their QB sneak version again. Lawrence takes a snap, actually does a quick throw, and it is incomplete. It is a turnover on downs, looking for Evan Engram out on the far side, but that was Cooper DeJean on the stop. So Cooper DeJean coming in there to break that pass up, and that is going to give the Eagles a turnover on downs, and they are deep. Well, not deep, but they're about midway through Jaguars territory. They're at the Jaguars 39-yard line is where the Eagles will take over. So I don't know. If I were the Jaguars, I would have tried running that QB sneak play again because that they picked up almost exactly what they needed for that first down. So, but I'm not the Jaguars. I'm the Eagles. So always good. Always good to see the see that going on. Alrighty. There is a timeout on the field. 7:26 left in the first half of this game. In the second quarter, Eagles on top 10-0, and they are moving into taking over on downs there in Jacksonville territory. So, got some good stuff going on here. So, definitely not helpful for the Jaguars' numbers. They showed a stat here earlier on. I'm going to see if I can get an updated stat on this, but they showed a stat that the Eagles have run 25 plays so far in this game. But yeah, the right now the telltale is the Eagles are 4 for 7 on third downs. The Jaguars are 1 for 4 on third downs. And what killed the Jaguars early was the punt that the muffed punt, the fumbled punt, I guess it was. But yeah, the Eagles have definitely won the time of possession battle in the first half. 16 minutes and 1 second, and we're just about halfway through the second quarter. So Eagles are going to get the ball back, and they got plenty more time. Yeah, Ingram was looking for a flag on that. The officials did not call one. Cooper DeJean may have hit Ingram a touch early, but it was pretty bang-bang there in that regard. So we got Hurts lining up under center back in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Barkley. Going to roll out to his left, throws, caught. Calcaterra down to the 35, down to the 30-yard line. Maybe just a hair shy of the first down marker. Just a hair shy. No, they will actually give it to him. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we got Hurts in the gun. We got Barkley to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Takes the snap. Hurts hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up about 2. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the Jaguars' 27-yard line. Clock is running. We're at about 6:43 left in the first half. It is 2nd and 8. The Eagles have had 13 plays in opponent territory. The Jaguars have yet to break past the 50-yard line. Hurts under center. Barkley in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, and actually he's going to hand it off and gets up to about the 25-yard line is number 82, Ainias Smith. So Ainias Smith, who spent the first chunk of the season on injured reserve, is back and kind of functioning as a makeshift running back, and now he's running off to the sideline here, probably, or limping a touch there if I look at it, so I'm sure, hopefully he's okay. So we got Hurts in the gun, back to his right. That would be Barkley to his right. Devontae Smith in motion. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's going to come. Hurts is going to roll out to his left. He's going to throw, caught by Calcaterra. It's short of the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be short of the first down marker. He picks up only a couple there. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 for the Eagles from the Jacksonville 22. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do here. 4th and 3, the Eagles could go, could decide to go for it. And they are. They're going to leave the offense out on the field. We got Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Play clock's winding down. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking. He's going to throw. And he's going to throw that over to A.J. Brown, and that's almost picked off. That's Savage there who broke that up, and that will force a turnover on downs for the Eagles. He was looking for A.J. Brown kind of across the middle, and Savage was there to break that up. So good defensive play there. Timeout on the field, 4:49 left in the first half, and the Jaguars have the ball on their own 22-yard line. And I believe, if I take a look here, based off of my review, that is the worst starting field position the Jaguars have had so far this game. Yeah, it's been the 30, the 41, and the 30 is where they've started. So, meanwhile, the worst starting position for the Eagles was their own 7, and that was towards the beginning. That started at the end of that was the drive that overlapped the start of the second quarter. So, the Jaguars will get the ball to start the second half, so that will factor into anything here. We got 4:49 left in the first half here. What are your thoughts about this game so far? Drop them in the chat. Love to hear from you. Yeah, Darnell Savage, who's been pretty solid over the season so far. Definitely a name to remember there. Doing a quick check on some of the defensive folks going on. So we've got Zach Bond currently leading in defensive stats right now. 5 combined tackles. Quinyon Mitchell, 2 combined tackles so far. So, all right, so we got Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby is going to get nowhere, maybe a yard. They will credit him for 1 yard. That is Jalen Carter on the stop, and that is going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Jaguars. So 2nd and 9. Lawrence is in the gun. Back to his right. That's going to be Bigsby. Lawrence takes a snap, back, looking. Lawrence is going to cut upfield himself and is going to pick up a good chunk there. Picks up about 4. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. We're at the 4-minute mark left in the first half here. That was Zach Bond there on the stop, keeping him from getting any farther. But he just kind of cut up right up the middle there and was able to get a good chunk there. Make it a 3rd and short situation. 3rd and short. So 3rd and 5, ball is on the Jaguars' 27-yard line. Lawrence is in the gun. We got Bigsby to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Lawrence is going to throw, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Trammell. He was looking for Trammell there on the on that pass, and he was stopped. It was broken up by Cooper DeJean. So who is? Austin Trammell, who normally spends a bunch of time on the practice squad. But the Jaguars were pretty banged up coming into this game, so this is going to get punted away. And DeJean is going to fair catch at the 24-yard line, so that's where the Eagles will pick up. It's a 49-yard punt for the Jaguars, and we got a timeout on the field, 3:14 left in the first half here. Eagles still up by 2 scores, by 10, or up by 10. Again, we're just hanging out here. Appreciate you all stopping by. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Birds Nest Media if you have not already. And then again, definitely let me know what your thoughts are about this game. I'd love to hear from you. The Jaguars have, other than their first drive, all 3 of the Jaguars' drives have been 3-and-outs. Technically their third drive of the game was a turnover on downs, so it's there's that element to it. But yeah, the Jaguars have not broken into Eagles territory at all this game. And the Eagles have spent a good chunk of time in Jaguars territory. Some quick updates regarding the games around the league. So the Cardinals are on top of the Chicago Bears 7-6. The Detroit Lions are on top of the Green Bay Packers 7-3, and it's still scoreless in Seattle as they get started with the second quarter. So all right, so we got Jalen Hurts lining up under center. We got Barkley deep in the backfield. Hurts is going to take the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to cut up the middle, gets down to about the 31-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. We have a flag down, so we're going to check on this flag. That is going to be holding on Cam Jurgens, so that's going to cost the Eagles 10 yards. We'll bring up a first and 20 from the Eagles' 14-yard line. So the Eagles will have to get up to the 34-yard line. It is first and 20. So we got Hurts lining up now in the gun. We got Barkley to his right. Play clock is winding down. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get dropped in the backfield. Is going to lose 4 yards. 3 yards. I apologize. Actually, no. They'll credit him up to the 12. So it's going to bring up second and 22 for the Eagles. We're approaching the 2-minute warning here. So the Eagles will have to get a playoff before then. But it is second and 22. So we got Jalen Hurts in the gun. Empty backfield. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking, throwing across the middle. Caught A.J. Brown up to about the 27-yard line, 28-yard line. And A.J. Brown's now on the ground here. We have reached the 2-minute warning. A.J. Brown's doing okay. He's getting helped up by one of the Eagles players. But we are at the 2-minute warning at this point. So that was a 16-yard pickup for A.J. Brown. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. So it's still a 3rd and long situation. But we're at the 2-minute warning right now. 1:58 left in this first half. So can the Eagles get something going here? Just by way of a heads up, since they're not a sponsor, they're not a sponsor of this channel, but the Philadelphia Eagles do a sponsored thing with Wendy's. So if you have the Philadelphia Eagles app, and since the Eagles held the Jacksonville scoreless in the first quarter, you're able to redeem a free small Frosty. You'll be able to redeem that tomorrow, so definitely make sure if you're around to do that. I usually swing by and just grab the Frosty and call it a day. Just kind of waiting for everybody to come back here. Showing some photos right now from Eagles games of the past. Ron Jaworski, Randall Cunningham, Reggie White. The Eagles are going to be recognizing LaShawn McCoy. They've been recognizing him all this weekend, really. They've been able to do that. LaShawn McCoy, the latest inductee into the Eagles Hall of Fame. All right, so we got Jalen Hurts lining up in the gun. We got a back to his right. Calcaterra goes in motion, lines up in the slot to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to get swallowed up and get sacked. So that's going to bring up, he's going to get swallowed up at about the 20-yard line. They will credit him up to the 21. The Jaguars are going to take their first time out of the half. So they have 2 remaining. So they'll preserve some clock here as they take a look at that. But yeah, that was not great. But we will, at this point, probably see Braden Mann come on to punt this away. All right, so we got Braden Mann on to give this the boot. And the kick is away. And that is going to get fielded at the 29-yard line. And it's going to pick up about 4 yards there on the return. So it's a big 50-yard punt. Picks up 4 yards on the return, so it nets 46 yards. And that is where the Jaguars will take over with 1:42 left in the first half here. And the Eagles continue their dominance on defense of this Jacksonville Jaguars team. Jaguars have had 1 first down all game. Lawrence breaks the huddle. And he's going to line up in the gun. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw, and that is going to be a fumble, and that's either a fumble and a intercept and a recovery by the Eagles, or it's they're going to rule that a turnover. That is the second turnover of the game, recovered by Zach Baun. Zach Baun there. That was ETN. Yeah, that is a very clear catch. That is a very clear catch by Zach Baun. So it's definitely a turnover. It's just statistically, are they going to score that a fumble recovered by Zach Baun or an interception, depending on whether or not they had the football for long enough. But yeah, the Eagles are celebrating in the end zone there. It is under review. I don't know what they're reviewing. That was very clearly a... Yeah, Nick Sirianni's being a little snarky with the ref right there. He's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a recovery. Yeah, no, that ball does not touch the ground, and Zach Baun has complete control of it. So that is very definitely... That's definitely a catch by Zach Baun. It never touches the ground. So I guess that's what they're checking. Does it touch the ground? Yeah, the call's going to stand. It was an interception. So that is the second turnover of this game. The first turnover, of course, being the fumbled punt that was there after the Eagles' first drive. And then now the Eagles are going to take over from the Jacksonville 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 with 98 seconds left to play in this first half here. And the Eagles will once again pick up from within Jacksonville territory. We've got Hurts in the gun. We've got a back wide out to his left. Calcaterra is wide out to the near side, I believe. So Hurts takes the snap, does a quick dump off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get up to about the 35, down to about the 33-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. Now, they'll actually only spot him down at the 34. Yep, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 4. So we got Hurts lining up in the gun. I'm sorry. Yeah, Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing, and that's going to be caught by Devontae Smith down across the 30, down to the 25-yard line. We got 65 seconds left. The Eagles have a first down for them right at the 25-yard line of the Jaguars. So Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's got time. He's going to roll out to his left. He is going to take it himself, and he's going to get up across the 20 down to about the 18-yard line and runs out of bounds, stopping the clock at 48 seconds. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Eagles from the Jaguars' 18-yard line. So it's 2nd and 3. There's a 7-yard pickup. Eagles have been absolutely dominant this first half. Hurts is in the gun. We got Barkley now going in motion, lines up to his left. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing, caught by Barkley for the first down right around the 12-yard line, goes out of bounds, stops the clock, 43 seconds left in the first half. Eagles are on the move. They will actually credit him up to the 12 there. Yep, he's inbounds there, both feet down with control. Eagles have had the ball for over 21 minutes this game, or so far this game. So we got Hurts lining up in the gun. Barkley's lining up to his right. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw across the way to Barkley, and that's going to be incomplete, in and out of his hands. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. 38 seconds left in the first half. Clock is stopped. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Hurts is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Got Barkley wide out to the near side. Jahan Dotson in the slot to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to take off. He's going to get inside the 10 and pushed out of bounds at the 9-yard line. And that is going to bring up 3rd down. That does stop the clock. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. 32 seconds left in the first half. Can the Eagles find the end zone going into halftime? Big 3rd down play coming up here. It's a 3rd and long. So we got a 3rd and long here for the Eagles. Hurts in the gun. Empty backfield. Play clock winding down. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is going to throw, and that is going to be in the end zone, caught, and there is a flag. Pending the flag, it's going to be a touchdown, but I believe this was going to be, they're signaling for pass interference against the offense here. That was Johnny Wilson on the reception, so. Yeah, they're going to get Johnny Wilson for offensive pass interference. So that will march the Eagles back. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 17 now. That was a, yeah, that was clear. Yeah, there's no objection there. Rookie Johnny Wilson. Eagles have had 4 penalties for 29 yards. Nick Sirianni was potentially looking to talk to the refs on that, but waves it off because, I mean, at the end of the day, the Eagles are up by 10. So 3rd and 17 for the Eagles. Barring something stupid, at least the Eagles can get a field goal out of this. But we'll see what Jalen Hurts decides to do and what Kellen Moore dials up. Hurts is in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to take off. He's going to be running inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley. That was a big touchdown for the Eagles there for Saquon Barkley. That's a 17-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles get a score going into halftime here. It's his 6th rushing touchdown this season. It's Saquon Barkley's 2nd touchdown today after the beautiful 20-yard reception earlier. And it's looking like the Eagles might be signaling they're going for 2 here. We'll see what happens. That was, that was exciting there. Yeah, they're going to go for 2. So the ball's on the 2-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. It's a pistol formation. Now Hurts is going to line up under center. Now they're going to call a timeout. So they were just trying to draw him off sides. They'll probably send the field goal unit out. Or the point, or they'll probably send Jake Elliott out for the point after. Yeah, offense is coming off the field. Jake Elliott coming on to attempt the extra point. Saquon Barkley has already broken 101 total offensive yards this game, most of them coming on the ground, 48 of those yards coming through the air, and has both touchdowns so far this game. So Jake Elliott on to kick, snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. With 22 seconds left to play in the second quarter, the Eagles extend their lead over the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is 17-0. We do have a flag down, so we're going to check on this flag. It is going to go against Jacksonville. So we'll see how this changes things. Yeah, they're going to get off Jacksonville for offsides. Specifically Devon Hamilton. So the Eagles are going to redo the point after. And I'm sure at this point that they will go for 2, and they will do the brotherly shove. I'm almost certain that's what's going to happen here. Yup. Yeah, they're in brotherly shove formation. Ball's on the 1-yard line. And now Jacksonville's going to take a timeout. This is the longest point after touchdown. We got Saquon Barkley going into the locker room early. This is going to be the longest point after touchdown attempt. And I know they're untimed. All right. Yeah, so they're going to do this here, 22 seconds. It's an untimed point after touchdown attempt. Eagles are going to go for 2. They are lining up in brotherly shove formation. And they take it, and does he get there? Does Hurts get there? We've got people who are trying to pull Hurts across the, keep from coming to the end zone. They're going to say no good. Yeah, that did not pan out. So Nick Sirianni's not happy, and I agree with him on that, because there were Jacksonville Jaguars players who were yanking him. And Sirianni is like livid with the line judge. Because they're going to show a replay on this. Yeah, you've got people grabbing his face mask. Like, that's no good, guys. They might be taking a look at it, too. They haven't said anything. We could be in a booth review to make sure that this cleared. The hands to the face is not reviewable. But they're showing multiple replays on this here, so I imagine that you've got Campbell. You got Campbell like trying to turn Jalen Hurts' face mask, like the helmet, over to his right. Like, that's not okay. He's leaping on top of the pile and trying to this is not okay, guys. Like, that's fine worthy. All right, so the call on the field stands. It was under booth review. It's no good. They can't review the penalty, but that was done. Or they can't review the no call on the penalty, but that should not have been. The Eagles should have had another crack at it. All right, well, regardless, it's still 16-0, so Eagles are still up by 3 scores. Actually, no, 2 scores. I apologize. Jacksonville could score 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions and tie the game. Not that that's going to happen this half, but Braden Mann's going to be on to kick this away. and that's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Jacksonville Jaguars will take over at the 30. So the Jaguars are going to take a knee, and we're going to send this into halftime. All right, yep, so we are going into halftime. Everybody's going into the locker room. Eagles are on top, have shut the Jaguars out of the first half. It is 16-0 in favor of the Eagles in their Kelly green jerseys. It's the Doug Pederson Revenge Game, and there's not a whole lot of revenge happening. So that's where things stand for this team. So let's take a look. Forgot I gotta do some quick reconfiguration here. Unfortunately, the thing's a little annoying, but alrighty. All right. So we're at 16-0 for the Eagles. Again, some really, really cool plays. Again, I was really struck by the Saquon Barkley show that's been going on. The Eagles having, the Eagles going through and like the one play where it felt like he was playing Madden, spin move, juke move, leaping over players, picking up that kind of stuff. That was crazy. So, yeah, that was really cool. And Saquon Barkley's stat line is the most impressive stat line so far this game. It is a 13 carry for 61-yard game for Saquon Barkley, along with one rushing touchdown through the air. He has 3 catches on 4 targets for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. So, that touchdown, the 20-yard dot that was delivered to him in the end zone. Jalen Hurts, on the whole, not doing too bad. 13 for 16, 116 yards, 1 touchdown in the passing game, and then 5 carries for 25 yards. So he's doing pretty good in the run game as well. We've also had some folks light up the stat board. A.J. Brown, 2 catches on 4 targets, 36 yards. Grant Calcaterra, again, in for the injured Dallas Goedert, is 5 catches on 5 targets for 30 yards. We've got Devontae Smith, Kenny Gainwell, and Ben Van Sumeren in the mix here. So Ben Van Sumeren, normally a defensive player, stepping in to help out with the Eagles in that regard. Just checking something here. Alrighty. But yeah, really, if we look at the team stats, the team stats have been really the bigger element to this game. Yeah, so if you look at the team stats, that they tell the story a lot better, right? So you have, the Eagles have had 10 first downs in the game compared to the Jaguars 1 first down in the game. The Eagles are 5 for 10 on third downs. The Jaguars are 1 for 5 on third downs. The Eagles are 0-1 on fourth downs. Jaguars 0-1 on fourth downs. The Eagles are 1 for 2 in the red zone. Again, always like to see red zone offense production. So that's always good to see. Again, these stat lines are so lopsided towards the Eagles offensively that it's incredible. The Eagles have 187 total net yards in the game so far. Through 2 quarters, and then the Jaguars have just 31 net offensive yards. 40 offensive plays for the Eagles compared to 18, and that also shows in the time of possession stats. The time of possession stats, the Eagles have dominated time of possession, 21 minutes and 26 seconds in this game. The Eagles have had the ball compared to the Jaguars, 8 minutes and 34. So it's super lopsided right now, and the Jaguars should be grateful that the Jaguars are going to go ahead and get the ball back to start the second half, because that is what's going to happen here with this. Eagles again, 21 run plays to the Jaguar 7. So the Eagles are really utilizing the run to really set the tone here and really control the game. The Jaguars have not really been able to get a whole lot going just generally. And that's, again, a real testament to the Eagles so far. I mean, this first half has been the most complete first half that I've seen, and that's including last week's game against the Bengals, because remember, the Eagles gave up a lot in that first quarter. The Eagles, again, they didn't score any first quarter points up until this game. This was the first game that the Eagles have scored any first quarter points. So the fact that the Eagles were able to do that, they scored a touchdown in both the first and the second quarters, which is how we got to this particular point in the game, is huge. But again, 91 rushing yards, 96 passing yards. Couple of and again, the Eagles have really been able to get to the Eagles defense has really been able to get to the Jaguars, keep them from getting settled, keep them from getting settled into anything, and that really shows. I mean, the Eagles have 2 turnovers so far this game. The Eagles have been able to take the ball away from the Jaguars twice this game. One was the fumble that occurred on the Eagles' first punt after their first drive. That set the Eagles up for their first touchdown. And then the second was the Eagles' second touchdown. Second led to the Eagles' second touchdown of the game after Zach Baun came up with an interception of his own late in the second quarter. So the Eagles, again, they're just in a really dominating particular moment right now when it comes to these stats here. It's just been incredible. And you take a look at it on the broad scale for the Jaguars. Again, their stat lines have not been really all that impressive. Trevor Lawrence, 4 for 10 for 23 yards, 1 interception. He's got an 8.3 passer rating, which is not great. They haven't really had a whole lot of anything going. Travis Etienne is 2 carries for 8 yards. Bigsby, 2 carries for 4 yards. Lawrence, 3 carries for 3 yards. Their best receiver right now is Washington, and that's because he's got 1 catch on 1 target for 11 yards. Travis Etienne is 2 for 3 in the receiving game for 6 yards. Thomas, 1 for 1 for 6 yards, and then a whole bunch of players who've been targeted. Evan Ingram, 4 targets. Trammell, 1 target. They've had players who've been targeted, but no real production. So that's a real testament to the Eagles' defense right now. Because you look at the Eagles' defense, Zach Baun, 6 combined tackles. And also has the interception. Quinyon Mitchell, 2 combined tackles. Isaiah Rodgers is in the mix there, 2 combined tackles. Jalen Carter, 2 combined tackles. Jordan Davis has a tackle, and Josh Sweat has a tackle of his own. So again, these are really good stats here. And again, you look again back at the turnovers, which are really telling the story Sidney Brown forced the fumble that Kelly Ringo recovered, and you have the interception, the Zach Bond interception. So again, just a big moment there for everybody who's involved. So this has been a really big game for Eagles players, particularly. I mean, again, it's really just a complete first half of this game. So we'll see how the second half pans out. I really want to see continued production from both sides of the football here. This is a really important game to make sure that, again, the Eagles are able to dominate from start to finish, and they have demonstrated that. Again, it took a little bit of a moment. It looked like it was going to be a lot of the same until the Eagles got that first fumble on the punt there, and then that turned into some really good stuff. Jaguars defense has been doing their part in trying to manhandle the Eagles. It's been more difficult because the Eagles are just a observably better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars have been. So looks like we're coming back from halftime here. They're starting to show shots of Center City. They had LaShawn McCoy. They honored LaShawn McCoy at halftime. Now they're going to come back to commercial. But yeah, the big thing, LaShawn McCoy was recognized for for being the Eagles Hall of Fame inductee this year. So that is, again, a huge moment for this team. We'll do some quick checks of around the league while we're here. So we have the Arizona Cardinals are really dominating the Chicago Bears right now. That game is at halftime. It is 21-9 over there. Yeah, 21-9, and it's not looking good for the Bears. Caleb Williams is 11 for 24 in the passing game for 137 yards. Meanwhile, Kyler Murray is 8 for 12 for 83 yards. Looks like all three of the Cardinals' touchdowns have come on the ground. It's 3 touchdowns on the ground. DeMercado, Benson, and McBride there on those touchdowns. Connor, 11 carries for 73 yards over there. Meanwhile, the Bears haven't really... the Bears do have a touchdown. That looks like it... no, they do not have a touchdown. That's my bad. The Bears have 3 field goals. So I thought I misread something. I thought that they had a touchdown. They did not. But yeah, Caleb Williams, 11 for 24. DeAndre Swift is over there with the Chicago Bears. He's got 10 carries for 34 yards in the game, so he's definitely the Bears' most productive player right now. Besides Rome Odunze, who has 4 catches on 6 targets for 87 yards. So if you got Rome Odunze on your fantasy team, he's doing a pretty good job there for you. Over in Green Bay, the Lions are just absolutely demolishing the Packers right now. That game is about to go into halftime. That's got about 32 seconds left. The Lions have the football. The Lions, actually, it looks like the Lions just scored another touchdown. So, yeah. So this game's about to go into halftime, 32 seconds left, and then it is no longer scoreless in Seattle. We've got Seattle up on top of the Los Angeles Rams 6-3. That game is just seconds away from halftime as well. So we are at the start of the third quarter. The Jaguars are going to get the kickoff. CBS sent Andrew Catalon, Tiki Barber, and Jason McCourty out. Tiki Barber, former Giant. So we're coming back here. So Braden Mann is going to be on to kick this away. We'll see what the Eagles defense is able to do here with the Jaguars' first drive of the second half. And Mann gives it the boot. And that is going to get fielded shallow, and it's going to get brought out. And that's going to get out to the 20, to the 25, up to the 30-yard line. So that's going to be about a 31-yard pickup there on the return. And that does set the Jaguars up. So, and we do have a flag down. So it is going to be holding on the Jaguars. They're going to get Yasir Abdullah. So that's going to march them back about 10 yards there. So it's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Jaguars from the 20. Jaguars are moving north to south. So they're moving left to right if you're looking from the Eagles sideline. But they are moving north to south. So we got Lawrence lining up under center. We got a back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap, hands it off, and is going to pick up. It's going to pick up a bunch there. Picks up about 5. Gets up to the Jacksonville 22-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Jaguars. The Eagles, 23 of the Eagles' 40 plays in the first half occurred in Jacksonville territory. You got Saquon Barkley talking with LaShawn McCoy on the sidelines. So we got Trevor Lawrence under center, back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap, quick dumps it off to Bigsby. Bigsby is going to get dropped in the backfield, picks up, maybe gets up to the line of scrimmage, maybe loses a yard, depending on how they spot the ball. They will mark it no gain, brought down by Reed Blankenship. Hey, Dan, game's going great right now. If you can't tell, Eagles are just absolutely dominating right now. How are you doing, Dan? Good to hear from you. I haven't been streaming recently due to work, but it's been good. It's good to get back on. I don't like the 1 o'clock slot. All right, so we got Lawrence in the gun. We got Bigsby, it looks like, to his right. Man in motion. Lawrence takes the snap, back, looking. Carter's coming after him. Lawrence is going to roll out to his left and is just going to throw it away. So that is going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down, and will send the Jaguars punting it on. So another 3 and out for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is starting to get old for them. The Jaguars have not had a drive that has gone more than 3 plays since 9:20 in when they got the ball with 9:20 left in the second quarter, and they turned the ball over on downs. So their longest drive was their first drive. It was 6 plays for 13 yards. All right, so we got Cook on to punt this away to Cooper DeJean. Great, yeah, Dan, good to hear from you. Yeah, absolutely. Cook is back there. Punts it away to DeJean. He's going to fair catch it at about the 22-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over. What games you playing, Dan? 13:21 left in the third quarter. Eagles on top, 16-0. Portal and Fortnite. All right. Can't say I've played either of them, but I know a little bit about Portal at least. So yeah, Portal seems like a fun game. I haven't played Fortnite at all. Don't want to get sucked into that world too much. That can be super duper addicting. Dan, you're a Nebraska fan, if I recall correctly, right? Um, how are they doing in college football? We're in a timeout right now. Eagles are about to get the ball at their own 22. Ben Van Sumeren is questionable to return. Looks like he had a little bit of an injury. So, yeah, he was shaken up on an earlier play. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's definitely a bummer when your team loses at the game that you're going to. Yeah, 27-20. Hopefully it was at least a close game. I didn't catch it. I know they. Yeah, but that's definitely rough. All right, we got they're talking to LaShawn McCoy on the sidelines. The Eagles just inducted him into the Eagles Hall of Fame. So we got Jalen Hurts lining up in the gun. We got Barkley to his left. Now Barkley lines up to his right, and something happened here. Somebody jumped. Looks like the Eagles are going to have to march back 5 yards. Yeah, they're going to get Mekhi Becton for a false start, so that's going to march him back 5 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line. Which is not the worst starting field position the Eagles have had so far this game. So we got Hurts now in the gun. Barkley to his left. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to roll out to the left and is going to get up to the 25, up to the 30-yard line. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. But it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Eagles at the 30-yard line, and Barkley's going to take a breather for a play here. Barkley's been a monster on the field. 14 carries, 74 yards, responsible for both of the Eagles' touchdowns. So we got Jalen Hurts lining up under center. Kenny Gainwell in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell's going to pick up the first down, picks up about 3 or 4, depending on where they spot it. Are they saying? Yeah, he got that. Yeah, that's our first. We got A.J. Brown going into the locker room, so that's not good, and hopefully he's okay. That's decidedly not good. So they only credit him a couple there, so a yard there. So it's 3rd and 1. Hurts lines up for the brotherly shove and is barely able to, but they do a little fake there, and Hurts runs out to his left and is able to get up maybe 1 yard there. But they do get the first down, which is good. No, I'm sorry about that, Dan. Not even close is not great. It's more lopsided than the score suggested. That's never fun. All right, so we got Hurts in the gun. Gainwell to his left. Hurts takes a snap, fakes to Gainwell. Back looking, throwing deep, has a man, and that is going to be Complete to Jahan Dotson. Complete to Jahan Dotson into Jaguars territory. That was a monster. 36 yards. And it's 1st and 10 from the Jaguars 32. That was a close play. I might not have made that throw. That was a rough. That would have been bad if that doesn't get a catch. Hurts in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell's going to get inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Yeah, that was luck there. It was off of Dotson's right hand, and then it bounces, and Dotson is able to come down with it. That's pretty close because you had Campbell and Savage closing in. Campbell was right there on the coverage, and then Savage was closing in to potentially turn that or pick that ball off, which would not have been great. 2nd and 7. Hurts in the gun, empty backfield. Play clock winding down. 10:04 left in the third quarter. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. Pressure's going to come. Hurts is going to roll out to his right. Hurts going to cut up field. Going to get to about the... get inside the 25-yard line. We do have a flag down, so we will check on that flag, depending on the results. Depending on the results right now. Oh, that flag. That could be a 3rd and short situation for the Eagles. We'll see what happens. Clock stopped at 9:54 to deal with the penalty here. And it's going to be defensive holding, so that will give the Eagles a 1st down. They get Ventrell Miller there on the hold. So that will set up 1st and 10 for the Eagles. The one downside about having the ball so much in the first half is that the Eagles didn't really have the Eagles accumulated more penalties. They had 5 penalties for 34 yards in the first half. Now the Jaguars are starting to pick up a few penalties here. So 1st and 10. Ball is on the 18-yard line. Hurts is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Kenny Gainwell goes in motion. Hurts takes the snap, fakes to Gainwell, takes it himself, runs inside. 10, 5, touchdown, Jalen Hurts. And we have a flag here. We have a flag coming in after the play is over. It is a touchdown. We'll see what this penalty is. Flag. It is 22-0 pending this penalty here. It is a personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Jacksonville. So that is, they're going to ding Cisco, they're going to ding Cole for that one. My bad. They cut to Cisco, but they got, no, it was Cisco. I apologize. They didn't. Yeah, they got Andre Cisco there for the unnecessary roughness. The play was dead, and it was a late hit on Jalen Hurts. So the Eagles are going to go for 2. Last time the Eagles went for 2, the Eagles got stopped just shy of the 1-yard line, or just shy of the end zone there on the brotherly shove attempt. That was a little bit controversial because the refs did not call a flag. And it was supremely obvious. Now we got Fred Johnson, who's going to be coming over to the sidelines. We're in a little bit of an injury stoppage right now. Jalen Hurts is tied with Derrick Henry for the most rushing touchdowns since 2022. The Eagles' offensive lineman Fred Johnson dealt with a bunch of that blow there that Cisco delivered. So he's going to go into the blue tent. Jalen Hurts is out there to attempt the point after. It's a 2-point conversion attempt here. They'll probably do a brotherly shove formation, as they are apt to do. Yep. Play clock winding down. Hurts. This is going to be... Yeah, this is a delay game. They're saying that they flubbed the play clock operation, so they're going to reset the play clock operation. So they're going to redo this. So it's no flag. They pick the flag up. 1st and 10. Hurts lines up under center. Brotherly shove formation. Play clock is at 6. 5. Hurts is going to take it, and they're shoving, and they're shoving, and they're shoving, and he's not going to get there. He's short that time. That one is a lot more clear. So the Eagles, however, are up 3 scores. So that's always good. Eagles up 22-0 over the Jacksonville Jaguars, with 9:25 left in the third. So the Eagles have had 4 drives where they have not scored a touchdown, or where they have not scored at all. So their first drive technically their first drive ended in a punt, but that punt was immediately fumbled by the Jaguars, and the Eagles recovered it. So that led to the Eagles' first quarter points of the season. But that was also technically their second drive of the game. So the Eagles had their third drive ended in a punt. Their fourth drive ended in a field goal. Their fifth drive ended in a turnover on downs. Their sixth drive ended in a punt. Their seventh drive ended in a touchdown. And then their eighth drive, which was the drive that just completed, also ended in a touchdown. So that was a 7-play, 78-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 56 seconds of time. This was just a really monster of a game here. I mean, so far this game, it's been one-sided. It's been all Eagles all day. Jaguars have 1 first down total. The Jaguars are beating the refs, or the Jaguars are being beaten by the Eagles and the refs. It's not, they're losing to the refs by 2 scores. Good to hear from your ref need flag. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this is all Eagles all day right now, guys. All right, so here we go. We're getting set to kick this back off here. The Jaguars are getting set to take the field again. 9:25 left in the third quarter. Braden Mann gives it the boot. And that is going to get fielded a couple of yards shy in the end zone. It's going to get brought out. Gets out to the 20, out to the 25, out to the 30, out to the 35, out to the 40. And that was Bigsby there. So that's a big 40, probably about a 42-yard return because it was fielded about a yard or two into the end zone. And that is where the Jaguars will take over. But yeah, ref need flag. I like that one. That's always good. I believe that is the best. Yeah, that's going to be pretty up there with the best field position the Jaguars have had. Lawrence is in the gun, takes a snap, fakes a handoff, throws incomplete. He was looking for Jones there. Looking for Tim Jones. That is going to bring up a 2nd and 10. They're actually only credited up to the 39 on that. So that was a 41-yard return there, or a kickoff return. Bigsby was brought down by Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Kelly Ringo. So it's 2nd and 10. We got Lawrence in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence takes a snap. Hands it off to Etienne. Etienne's going to get the first down, gets into Eagles territory for the first time this game. The Jaguars are in Eagles territory, gets inside the 45 to the 44. Game clock is inside of 9 minutes left in this third quarter here. Again, first time the Jaguars have broken into Eagles territory all game. Lawrence takes a snap, does a quick dump off to Evan Engram, and Engram is only able to get a couple there. Shaking all kinds of turf out of his helmet. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Jaguars from the Eagles' 43-yard line. There's a 2-yard pickup there brought down by Zach Bond. Lawrence in the gun, back to his left, takes a snap, back, looking, pressure coming. Lawrence is going to throw, caught down around the 25-yard line is Austin Trammell, and that is going to bring up a 1st down for the Jaguars. So the Jaguars knocking on the door of the red zone. We're at the 8-minute mark in the third quarter. All right, that's a solid showing from ref there, though. All right, Lawrence in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby's going to get dropped for a loss there. Loses about 3 on that. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 sticks. 2nd down, 2 sticks. Uh, 12, 2nd and 12 there for the Jaguars. Yeah, 18 flag is not bad for ref. All right, Lawrence in the gun. Back to his right. Lawrence takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure is going to come. Lawrence is going to roll out to his right. Lawrence is just going to throw it away. All right. 3rd and 12. Clock is stopped at 7:09. Big 3rd down and 2 sticks. Can the Eagles get a stop here? Will the Jaguars be able to keep the drive moving? 7:09 left in the 3rd. Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Play clock winding down. Lawrence takes the snap, back, looking. Pressure's going to come. Lawrence is going to throw right at the 1st down marker. Who is that? That's number 11. That's Washington. Parker Washington, and they will give him the 1st down. So that, that will reset everything. All right, Lawrence takes a snap from the gun, hands it off, and that is going to be in. So, they're going to blow that play dead. There is a flag down. No, we have a challenge. So we got a flag and a challenge. Now the Eagles are going to challenge that he. The Eagles are going to challenge. I think that he was short of the line to gain. I don't think they're going to win that. Yeah, the no call in the end zone. Sorry, it's technically a coach's challenge. I hit the wrong button. Somebody hit the yeah, ref, it's yeah, the biggest no call that occurred in this game was the no call on the face mask, or the hands to the face, that occurred on the that occurred in the earlier game. Unless you're talking about the Nebraska game. If you're talking about the Nebraska game, I didn't catch that, but that would have been Husker game yesterday. That's what I thought. Yeah, I figured that out after Dan was mentioning that. I did not catch the Huskers game, unfortunately. We saw the score, and I asked if it was close, and Dan told me it was not. But yeah, that Huskers game, yeah. There was a really bad no call that occurred on the 2-point conversion, the refs. So you guys need to shape it up. You guys need to step it up here. See you, ref. Thanks for stopping by, though. Come back anytime. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're new here. It's a former ref to another. It's always good to hear from folks who do that. The call stands, by the way. So there was definitely not enough to overturn that. Like I looked at that, and there was definitely not enough to overturn it. All right, so it's 1st and 10, 6:40 left in the third quarter here. Lawrence in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence takes the snap. Back, looking, throwing, and that is going to be caught for the first down by Evan Engram. It is down around the 1, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Jaguars. All right, so Lawrence takes a snap, hands it off, and they're going to get stopped shy. And did that ball pop out? Nah, I think they're going to say that forward progress was stopped anyway. I'm sorry about that, Dan. Have to throw a flag on that play for theft. Yeah, no, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you on that. It looks like a good logo. I can't really see it a whole lot because of the way that it displays there, but yeah, it looks like a good logo. So it's a form of flattery there to steal it. All right, Ben Van Sumeren is out of the game. We do have a timeout on the field. It looks like Harrison was injured during that play, so used it during the 49ers versus Chiefs game. Okay. Guess he needed a Chiefs logo from somewhere, right? I mean, the refs are Chiefs fans. Makes sense. That was not a great game for your 49ers, though, as I recall. All right, so it's second and goal at the 1. Yeah. I mean, if there's any solace for you, I'm just doing some quick Googling right now. If there's any solace for you, Dan, you're above 500, which is good. Not so great in the conference, but you're above 500. And again, not so great that you guys have lost the last 3. But you're above 500, which again is something to take solace in. All right, Eagles are backed up right now. Jaguars knocking on the door of the end zone here. Hoping to make this not a scoreless game for them. Hoping to get on the board. Be great if the Eagles had another turnover here. The Eagles were able to take the ball away. That would be incredible. We're inside of 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Really closer to about 5 minutes and 37, 36, 35, 34. Lawrence is lining up under center. Back deep in the backfield. Lawrence going to take the snap. Is going to QB sneak it. I believe he made it in. Yeah, they're signaling now. Touchdown. So it is no longer a scoreless game for the Jaguars. $15:40 the Corn scoreboard update. 13-3 Seattle. 24-9 Chicago. Or 24-9 in favor of Arizona, and Detroit is blowing out the Packers. All right, so the Jaguars are lining up to go for 2. Lawrence is in the gun. We got Bigsby to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, throws, and that is going to be caught for the 2-point conversion. That is Thomas there on that, so the Jaguars will take over. Or the Jaguars do get the 2-point conversion. It is now 22-8. So yeah, now it's time for the Eagles to kick back into gear here. We got 5:26 left in the third quarter. Brian Branch ejected for a helmet-to-helmet hit. Woof. That's bad for the Lions. All right, so Jaguars on to kick this away. It's a little windy, so it's blown off the tee. So they're going to reset it onto the tee. I think they have one more. I think if it blows off again, they get to use the kicking stand. And he kicks it away, and that is going to get fielded in the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles will take over. Okay, yeah, late hit. Branch disqualified after delivering a late hit on Melton. 6:18 left in the second quarter. Lions were leading 7-3 at Lambeau. Branch then flipped off the crowd. Okay, yeah, that will that can definitely get somebody riled up. So it was yeah, woof. All right, so 5:26 left in the third. Jalen Hurts is lining up in the gun. We've got Barkley to his right. Hurts takes the snap, gives it off to Barkley. Barkley going to cut up the middle. Is only going to get up 4 there. They're going to let this play out. They're saying it's a fumble. And this is going to get returned back to the 10 to the 5 touchdown. I'm not sure that I think he was down. No, I think he was down. I think he was touched down there. But that's a fumble return for a touchdown. That's what the ruling is on the field. Yeah, the ruling on the field is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed. I'm going to take a look at this. Nah, he was touched by Miller. That's contact. That's not a live ball. Yeah, that ball, he's down. The ground can't cause a fumble. He's down right there. He's down. No, that is not a fumble. Did they confirm that? No, he was very clearly down. Yeah, Miller contacts him. That should not be a fumble. Miller contacts him. He's on the ground. This should be a booth review and reversal. No, he's on the ground there. That is a wrong call. That is a very wrong call. He's on the ground. It's contact. He's down. That's bad. Jacksonville's on for the 2-point conversion. Snap is thrown over to 17. This is bad. No, that is a very obvious wrong call, and I don't know what they're doing. They're handing this game to the Jaguars. Number 75 is down due to injury. That would be Hodges. Fred Johnson's also back in the game. So, no, that was objectively wrong. That was objectively wrong, and the replay official needs to be disciplined. That was objectively wrong. He had contact. He's down. His elbow hits the ground. That's contact. It's game over. It's not a fumble. That was so clear and obvious. Like, I'm not even gonna kid on that. That should not have been a fumble return for a touchdown. It should have been Saquon Barkley down by contact. And the fact that the officials got that wrong, and the fact that New York got that, the fact that the replay official got that wrong, and the fact that New York got that wrong, factually, like, they're all factually wrong in this case. That was so bad. And I have my volume down, so I can't hear what Gene Steratore was saying. But that the former Super Bowl 52 referee probably is ready to scream, because there is no reason why that should have happened. And now the Jaguars are within a score, and that's how quickly this game turns around here. No worries, Dan. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Here we go. After that monstrosity, Jacksonville's going to line up to kick it off here. I haven't seen a more objectively wrong play in a while here. Hodges is getting carted off again. Hopefully he's okay. It's not looking so great for him, but I haven't seen such a bad replay review. There's no reason why that call should have stood. There's no reason why they should have had that. There's no reason why they should have had that touchdown called. Again, I'm glad that Hodges is okay, because that's certainly important here. But, like, Miller contacts Barkley. It is so clear and obvious. Like, he's down. He contacts his left foot. There's no reason why that ball should have been ruled anything other than down by contact. That was so bad. Like, now we have to take a look at the replay officials and how bad the replay officials are and how bad things are in New York. Jaguars on to kick this away. It's going to get fielded into the end zone for a touchback. I want to talk about how, like, I mean, penalties is one thing, and the refs interjecting themselves into the game via penalties is one thing, right? 9 penalties so far this game, and I get the officiating, and I get the fact, and I get, like, how officiating can ruin the game via penalties, but officiating can ruin the game via bad calls, and that was a bad call. We got Hurts lining up in the gun. We've got Devontae Smith going in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up about 2 on that, so it's going to bring up second, and they're actually only going to credit him up to the 31, so it's 2nd and 9. But that, like, bad officiating can manifest itself in multiple ways here, and that impacts the game, because that is 6 points. That's actually 8 points when you look at it, because the Jaguars went for 2. That's 8 points that the Jaguars should not have had. Hurts lines up in the gun, split back formation. Hurts takes the snap back, looking, fires across the middle, and that is an interception, and that's another turnover for the Eagles. That one was at least clear. That one he had nothing to do. That was ball that should not have been thrown over to Cisco, and now this Eagles team is looking like they were in the beginning of the season. No, hang on. That might not be a catch. No, that hits the ground. That's incomplete. That's incomplete. Yeah, that's incomplete. Yeah, he does not have control. That should be Eagles ball. Yeah, they overturned that pretty quickly. That was a little replay assist action right there that helped that out. Where was that clear? Where, I mean, you looked at it, it was clear and obvious from the jump there. Like, where was the? It was just as clear and obvious on the other thing. All right, 3rd and 9. Ball's on the 31. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Devontae Smith goes wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap. He's back. He's going to roll out to his left. Hurts is going to take off. Hurts is going to pick up the first down. Gets up to the 45, to the 50, to the 45. Out of bounds at the 45. That is a first down for the Eagles. All right, so that at least gets the Eagles down into Jacksonville territory. It's 1st and 10 for them at the Jacksonville Jaguars 48-yard line. Hurts in the gun now, 1st and 10. Saquon Barkley to his right. Hurts making a couple of changes. We're inside of 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to roll out to the right and gets down to about the 45-yard line to about the 44, and he's brought down. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Eagles from the Jacksonville Jaguars 44-yard line. Barkley was down by contact. Hurts in the gun, pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to run, picks up the first down, gets down to about the 35-yard line. Down by contact. Down to the 34. It's going to be 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 3 minutes left in this game here, or in the 3rd quarter of this game. Hurts in the gun, Barkley to his right. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to evade a tackle in the backfield, then turns upfield, gets down to about the 24-yard line. So he's out of bounds. Not down by contact that time, but that's because he ran out of bounds. It's a 9-yard pickup, actually. He's going to be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Jeffrey Lurie ain't happy. 2nd and 1 at the Jacksonville Jaguars 25-yard line. All right, so we got Hurts in the gun now. We got Kenny Gainwell to his left. Devontae Smith is wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off, fakes a handoff to Gainwell, throws, and it is incomplete to Devontae Smith. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Jaguars' 25-yard line. Just hand it off. Just run the ball again. You only need to pick up a yard here, guys. You don't need to be shooting for the fences. Just pick up a yard. Clock stopped at 2:11. Hurts is in the gun. We got split backs. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to fight and get just shy of the 1st down line. They're going to come in just a hair short. We're inside of 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. It is 4th down. This is definitely prime brotherly shove operation here. This is like 4th and like half a yard. 4th down in inches. 4th and inches. So Eagles will probably post up for a brotherly shove here, and that should give them a 1st down, barring anything stupid. So Hurts lines up under center, is going to fake the handoff to Barkley and is going to run to his right. And this is an absolute disaster. And Hurts is just going to sail. And that's going to be, that's a turnover on downs. That play was over from the beginning. Like this is the poor decision making that can happen. Right? That play should never have been run. I don't know what play that was being designed, but if it's 4th and inches, you do brotherly shove, you do standard brotherly shove, and it's there. And they're going to highlight some missed opportunities here. The 2 brotherly shove misses on point after touchdowns, and now this monstrosity. Like, what is this? No part of that play should have happened. So it's 1st and 10 for the Jaguars from their own 25-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Bigsby, and Bigsby is going to pick up about 3 or 4 there. They're only going to credit him 3 yards up to the 28, so that's going to bring up 2nd down. We are at about 60 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here, so we are coming up on 15 minutes of play here. That was bad decision making. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sirianni takes credit for that monstrosity there. 2nd and 7. Lawrence is in the gun. Split backs. Lawrence takes the snap. Fakes a handoff to Bigsby. Dumps it off. And that is going to bring up 3rd down and short. That was handed off to Johnson there. So it's a 6-yard pickup brought down by Nolan Smith. That will send us to the 4th quarter. So we have 15 minutes left in this game. Got to make sure that it actually goes to the 4th quarter here. Yep, 15 minutes left in this game. And we got a stoppage. Eagles on top, 22-16. And they got to turn the Jets back on. I don't know what is going on here, but this was not good. This has not been. No part of this should have happened. Like, I'm sorry, it should be 22-8. It absolutely should be 22-8. There is absolutely no reason why why the fumble should have been called that way. It was so clear and obvious that to call otherwise, like on replay review, which all scoring plays are reviewed, all turnovers are reviewed. That was both. That play should have been reviewed. The fact that all scoring plays and turnovers are reviewed is insane. That Barkley was not called down by contact there. That fumble should never have been a fumble. And if the Eagles lose by a touchdown to the Jacksonville Jaguars because of this, I'm sorry, like, that's not okay. That is a failure of the officiating crew. That is a failure of everybody involved with making sure that that play is called correctly and is not. And you don't lose games because of the refs. I get it, but this is an opportunity where this was a time where the refs injected themselves in a game in a way that they should not have, because that play was incorrectly called, and the replay review should have turned that over. So that was so bad. All right. 3rd and 1. We're back from the timeout here. Lawrence under center, back in the backfield. Lawrence takes a snap, pressure coming. Lawrence is going to throw. That is going to be caught. It is a first down for Jones, and that will move the chains. So. All right, so we got now Lawrence is in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence takes the snap, hands it off to Bigsby. Bigsby is going to pick up about 2. A.J. Brown is out of the game. Here we go. We got inside of 14 minutes left in the game here. 2nd and 8. Ball's on the 46. Lawrence lines up under center. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff. Back looking, throws, caught. It's behind the line of scrimmage, but he is going to pick up a bunch and gets into Eagles territory. Short of the first down marker, it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. It's about a 6-yard pickup. They're actually only going to give him 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 3 up to the Eagles' 49-yard line. Big 3rd down stop needed right here. Right here. Eagles need a big 3rd down stop. Lawrence is in the gun with an empty backfield. They're going to pass. Play clock winding down. Lawrence takes a snap. Back, looking, throwing deep, and overthrows incomplete, looking for Washington. Overthrows Parker Washington there, and that was C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the coverage. That does bring up 4th and 3 for the Jaguars. They might go for it, so the Eagles do have to be careful that the Jaguars could go for it here. Nope, Lawrence is going to go to the sideline, and the Jaguars are going to punt. So Cooper DeJean is back to receive. And Cook is going to punt it away. Cooper DeJean is going to fair catch it at the 9. So that's where the Eagles will take over. 1st and 10 from the 9 with 12:51 left in the game. Can the Eagles get their mojo back in this game? Can the Eagles go up by 2 scores? Can the Eagles put together a long, sustained drive? Going to take a bunch of time off the clock, end in a touchdown. That's what's going to need to happen here. This game should not be this close. The Eagles are now fighting against both teams. The Eagles who were fighting against the Jaguar, or who were well ahead of the Jaguars, now have to fight against both the Jaguars and the refs. Yeah, I All right, 12:51 left in the game here. Coming back from commercial. Eagles up 22-16. Should be 22-8, but 22-16. Eagles have the ball on their own 9-yard line. Can the Eagles put together a solid drive? This is the Eagles' third time this game starting inside their own 11-yard line. Hurts lines up under center. We got Barkley in the backfield. Anaya Smith goes in motion. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off. Barkley's going to get the first down. Gets up to the 25 to the 30-yard line and is going to get up to about the 30. Yeah, they're going to mark him down at the 30. So it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Yeah, so Barkley doing a real bang up job just in general. Again, that he should not. The fumble is gonna annoy the living daylights out of everybody. But that was a failure of the refs. So Hurts lines up under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's gonna pick up about 2 there. So gets up to the 32-yard line. It's gonna bring up 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. And all the Eagles need to really do right now is churn off as much clock as humanly possible and put together a long, sustained drive. Barkley's had 22 carries so far today for 125 yards. And he's off to the sideline now, I guess dealing maybe with something there, stretching out. So we got Hurts in the gun. Kenny Gainwell to his left. Play clock is winding down. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Gainwell. Gainwell is going to run and pick up another 2 there. We're going to spot him just short of the 34-yard line, but they will credit him statistically up to the 34, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. So it's a 3rd down and long situation for the Eagles. We got Hurts in the gun with an empty backfield. Play clock is at 12. Clock is inside of 11 minutes. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing. That's going to be caught. Devontae Smith. That is a 1st down for the Eagles, so it keeps the ball moving, keeps the game clock running because it's across the middle. And we are churning through here. It's a 1st down for the Eagles, right at the 41-yard line. So we got Hurts now under center. Back's behind him. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. Looking, is going deep. Has Devontae Smith caught inside the 20, down to the 15, down to the 13-yard line. And that is going to be an Eagles 1st down, and that's a big 1st down for the Eagles there. That's a 46-yard reception for Devontae Smith. And the Eagles once again in the red zone. The Eagles are 2 for 3 in the red zone this game. All right, so now we've got Hurts in the gun. Got Barkley to his left. Hurts takes a snap, is going to keep it himself. He's going to roll out to his right and is going to slide down and is going to lose a couple yards there. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. Back at the 15-yard line. It was a designed QB run, so it's not technically a sack. All right. So we got Hurts now lining up in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Saquon Barkley is wide out to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's got time. He's sending it deep, and he's just going to send it out of the back of the end zone. Loosely in the area, and now we've got a flag down, so we're going to check on this flag. And they're going to ding Fred Johnson for offensive holdings, so that's no bueno there. All right. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 22 now for the Eagles after that. Oh, yeah, they'll call that when it's there, but they're not going to call that on the 2-point conversion when they're trying to turn Jalen Hurts' helmet 90 degrees. Great. All right, 8:31 left in the game. Hurts is in the gun. We've got Kenny Gainwell to his right. Ball's on the 25-yard line. Hurts takes the snap, does a quick little check down to Ainias Smith, and that's going to lose a yard. That wasn't good. 3rd and 23 now from the Jacksonville 26-yard line. I don't know what these play calls are. Eagles are digging themselves into a hole here. Like, it's 2nd and 26. You got to be positive. You got to be gunning for positive yardage. I'm sorry, 3rd and 22. My bad. It was 2nd and 21. You got to be gunning for positive yards here. All right, Jalen Hurts is in the gun. We have an empty backfield. Positive yardage here. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. He is going deep. He is going for Devontae Smith. Is that a touchdown? That is a touchdown for the Eagles, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith with the touchdown. And Nick Sirianni is saying go for 2. I don't know why. The Eagles have not been great on 2-point conversion so far this game. There's the catch. 1, 2. Yeah, he's got both feet down inbounds. Yep. He's got both feet down in bounds. That's not showing a couple replays, but he's got them both down. That's not questionable here, guys. All right, Eagles are going for 2. They're not lining up for brotherly shove, which is already promising here, guys. So we got Hurts now in the gun. We have Barkley behind him. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley, fakes the handoff, actually. He's going to run and scramble around a little bit, and he's just going to throw in the general direction of Devontae Smith. It is incomplete. We do have a flag. So we're going to check this flag. And once again, okay, so it's an ineligible receiver downfield. So they got Cam Jurgens for that. The Eagles have been penalized quite heavily for that over the course of this season. But that negates the whole, or that penalty was declined, and the 2-point conversion continues to fail because the Eagles have not been successful on 2-point conversions. I don't know why we should be going for, I don't know. And that was very clearly a Nick Sirianni decision. He went for, he put the thing up. He wanted to go for 2, so. Eagles are still up by 2 scores, which at least is promising in there in that regard. That makes it a little bit harder for the Jaguars. 7:43 left in the game. What might factor into this, again, is the fact that the Eagles have 2 timeouts. So that might factor in towards the end of the game. We'll see how things pan out there. Hopefully the Eagles are able to keep their foot on the gas. Or at least get their foot back on the gas here. That was an 8-play, 91-yard drive. Took 5 minutes and 8 seconds. So, I mean, in general, there's a lot to be really, really pleased about here. The problem really started to surface when the because the Eagles have had the Eagles gave their defense a lot of rest over the course of this game. They were able to hold the Jaguars to 3-and-outs for the overwhelming majority of the first half. The Eagles were very dominant in terms of time of possession. That really factors into things. It's just when you look at something like this, these last things, really since the midway point of the third quarter. Okay, so we knew the game was not going to be, the game, it was very unlikely to be a shutout. But the Eagles were playing such lopsided football that it shouldn't be this close. But again, you go back to the officiating and you go back to the poor decision making, or there have been some poor decision making things that have been going on here, in terms of you have the Eagles just making some weird decisions, going for two, which I don't like at this point. I'm going to be very honest. At this point, it didn't work the first couple of times here. And one of them, you could make the argument that it was close and that the officiating crew missed a face mask here. Braden Mann kicks this away, by the way, and it goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So, but the officiating crew misses a face mask. And then not only does the officiating crew miss a face mask, but then later on in the game, when the Eagles have the ball, they completely blow the down by contact. All right, so we got Lawrence lining up under center. We got a back behind him. Lawrence takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Bigsby. Pressure coming. Lawrence throws, caught across the middle, and that's going to get down to around the 49-yard line. He should be down. He should have been down way back there. That should have not been. He picks up a whole bunch there and is brought down around the Eagles' 30-yard line. No, he's down. That knee's down. He should not have been able to run that far. That should be a red flag challenge, and he is down. That is they don't know what a knee is. All right, they let replay assist correct it, so it's down at the 18. Okay, so it's 1st and 10 now. Ball's on the 48-yard line. Brought down by Isaiah Rodgers. Okay, so we got Lawrence in the gun. Bigsby to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, hands it off to Bigsby, and Bigsby is going to evade a bunch of tackles, gets into Eagles territory down to about the 42. All right, so we got Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. Pressure's coming. Lawrence hit as he throws. It is going to be caught by Evan Ingram down inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. We got 6:45 left in the game here. Lawrence in the gun takes a snap. Throws, caught Evan Ingram right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Hit it immediately there. Does pick up 1 yard, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. All right, so it's 3rd and 6. Lawrence is in the gun. Bigsby to his left. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Lawrence is going to get sacked. That's a sack. That is an absolute sack. Now they're blowing the play dead. It's 4th down. Big sack. Big 3rd down stop here, guys, because that's going to make a 4th and 13 at the Eagles' 44-yard line. Fourth and 13, the Jaguars are going for it. Lawrence is in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Lawrence is going to throw. That's going to be caught for a 1st down. Are you kidding me? That is Thomas. That is a 16-yard pickup there. It's a 1st and 10. Isaiah Rodgers was there to keep it from getting any more, but... All right, so we got Lawrence now in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence takes a snap, back looking, throws. That's going to be caught. Evan Engram right across, down inside the 10 to the 5. Down to the 4 is where they're going to mark him down. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Jaguars from the 4-yard line. All right, so we have Trevor Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Lawrence takes a snap, back looking, throws, overthrows Thomas. That's going to bring up 2nd and goal for the Jaguars. Clock is stopped at 4:09 left in the game. Lawrence in the gun, back to his right. Lawrence takes the snap, back, looking. He's going to take it himself in for the touchdown. Yep, that's going to be a touchdown for Jacksonville. It's going to make it 28-22 in favor of the Eagles here. This game, though, should not be as close as it is. Like, seriously. And now the Jaguars are going to send their point after unit to deal with this. Little snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, the Jaguars are back inside of a score. Eagles are up by 5, 28-23. This Eagles team never makes it easy. It looks like Lawrence's hand got cut up there, so certainly hope he's okay. All right, so we got 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in this game here. The Jaguars are not going to be onside kicking it. So this is going to go kicked away, and it's going to get fielded at the 1 yard deep, and it's going to get brought out to the 25, out to the 30, out to the 33-yard line. So the Eagles will take over at their own 33-yard line with 3:57 left in the game. Both teams do have all 3 timeouts. So here's the goal for the Eagles. The Eagles have to hold the ball for at least a minute 57 seconds to get the game to the 2-minute warning. They then have to get a first down after that. That should be the goal. The Eagles should not be dealing with they're in desperation mode. This should be a run the ball situation. We got Hurts under center. Back in the backfield, Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to churn forward, gets up to the 40-yard line, and that is going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Eagles. So 2nd and 2, clock is running. We have about 3.5 minutes left. Clock is winding down. Jalen Hurts lines up under center. We got Barkley in the backfield. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to get the first down and more. Gets down to the 50, down to the Jacksonville 45-yard line. And that's going to bring up a first down for the Eagles. All right, so the Eagles are moving the football. The Eagles are 60 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. Now, if I'm Jacksonville, which I'm not, I'm thinking about I'm preserving as much clock as possible here. The Jaguars have all 3 timeouts. The Eagles are just letting this clock run here. So Hurts is in the gun. We have a pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to pick up a couple there. And now we have a stoppage here. So Jacksonville will use one of their timeouts. So Jacksonville now has 2 remaining plus the 2-minute warning. Actually, both teams have 2 remaining, and we still have the 2-minute warning involved here. .225 is left on the game clock for those who are keeping score. And the Eagles have had some pretty good breaks, but yeah, they've been, on the whole, they have been dominant in this game. It's just been some unfortunate late in the game play that's allowed the Jaguars to linger. Plus, again, the refs kind of got in the way. All right, 2nd and 8. Hurts is in the gun, empty backfield. Now he lines up Kenny Gainwell to his right, and now we have a flag here, so that is going to stop everything. And that's going to march the Eagles back probably 5 yards. Yeah, it's a false start. They get Lane Johnson for the false start. So it's going to march the Eagles back. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 13. So we're now down to 2nd and 2 sticks. Put the Eagles back at the Jacksonville 48-yard line. The refs have dinged the Eagles quite a bit more in terms of penalties. 7 penalties for 49 yards. All right, so we have Hurts under center. We have a back deep in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to churn some yards. Gets up to the 40. Slides down at about the 30. They're going to mark him down at the 40. He slides feet first, so he gives himself up. That's going to also force the Jaguars to burn their burn their second time out. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Clock is stopped at 2:18. So the Eagles forcing the Jaguars to burn their timeouts here. Eagles have to pick up 4 yards to keep the ball, or to keep the ball through the 2-minute warning here. Eagles have 148 rushing yards in the second half of this game alone. Most of them coming from Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has 159, so it's net rushing yards. All right, so Hurts under center, back in the backfield. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get stopped short of the line of scrim. He's going to pick up maybe a yard there, so we'll see how much they actually credit him. I think they're not going to. I think it's going to be 4th and 4. And now the Jaguars are going to take their final timeout. So, got 2:16 left in this game. And if I'm that's smart. I'm sending Jake Elliott out there to force that a touchdown here. All right, so Jake Elliott on to attempt a field goal. This is going to be a 57-yarder. Snap, hold, kick is up. It is off the upright and no good. That is as bad of an outcome as could humanly possibly be perceived here. Jake Elliott, who is normally a sure thing that far out, shanks it, bounces off the right upright. And it is no good. And the Jaguars will take over at their own 47-yard line with 2:11 to play and only the 2-minute warning to work with. Eagles still have 2 timeouts if they choose to use them. But we'll see how things pan out here. So we got Lawrence lining up in the gun. We've got a back to his right. They're going to be going pass for the most part here, guys. Lawrence takes the snap, pressure coming. Lawrence throwing, and that is going to be incomplete. Looking for Washington and nothing there. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The clock does stop though. 2:05 left in the game. Jaguars were looking for PI and they don't get it. So 2:05 left in the game. It's 2nd and 10. Ball is on the 47-yard line of the Jaguars. Lawrence is in the gun. We have a back to his right. Lawrence takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's rolling out to his right. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw. It is incomplete off the hands of Evan Engram. 2-minute warning. We are at the 2-minute warning here, guys. And this game is way too close. It's 3rd and 10 when we come back from the 2-minute warning. Eagles up by 5. The Eagles can stop the Jaguars for 2 plays. The Jaguars can get 0 to 9 yards. If they get that 10th yard over the course of the next 2 plays, that's not going to be good. But the Eagles have to be able to stop them here. All we're asking from the defense is 2 plays. They were so dominant in the first half of this game, and in the second half of this game, it's been the Jaguars have reared their ugly heads a little bit more. Starting with that 3rd quarter, Jaguars picked up 5 first downs in the 3rd quarter. And they've had 6 first downs in the 4th. But they had 1 first down in the first half. The Eagles need to make sure that they do not get a first down in either of these next 2 plays. We are back from the commercial break. They're showing City Hall at night here in Philadelphia. City Hall at night's always a pretty shot. Two minutes to go. Eagles have 2 timeouts. Jaguars have none. Eagles are looking for 2 stops. It's 3rd and 10. Lawrence in the gun, back to his left. Lawrence calling for the football. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Lawrence is going to throw, and he overthrows, and it's nearly picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and now we have a flag in. That's going to be defensive pass interference. There was no kind of contact there. That's going to be DPI, and that's going to give the Jaguars a first down. That was the wrong. They got Avonte Maddox there for DPI. Yeah, that's a bad defensive play there by Maddox. He had nothing there. All right, so that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Eagles 35. Lawrence is in the gun, back to his right. Lawrence takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. He is throwing incomplete. He just kind of threw it away there. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars from the Eagles 35-yard line. Yeah, there was a whole lot of nothing there. So it's 2nd and 10. 1:49 left in this game. Jaguars are out of timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. Lawrence in the gun, empty backfield. Now he's going to move it back to his right. Lawrence takes the snap. Back. Looking, has time. Throws. That's going to be caught wide open for C.J. Gardner-Johnson is able to stop him, but that's Austin Trammell. But he forces him out of bounds, so that stops the clock. And this is not looking good, guys. Not looking good right now. Not looking good. Jaguars have been in the red zone twice. They have scored touchdowns both times. Lawrence is in the gun. Back to his left. Lawrence takes a snap. Back. Looking. Has time. Throws. And that is intercepted in the end zone. And that should do it. That should do it. Nakobe Dean coming down with a key interception here. Make sure that's clean. No flags. That'll do it. That is a game-sealing interception. That is a game-sealing interception. The Eagles come down. 97 seconds left in this game. And the Eagles come away with, Nakobe Dean comes away with probably the biggest interception of his career so far. Definitely the biggest interception of this game. That is 3 turnovers now for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yep, that is clean. That is a Nakobe Dean interception. The Eagles will get the ball at their own 20-yard line, and that will do it. Eagles take victory formation. They take the knee. Game clock is running. Jaguars cannot stop the clock. That will end this game. All right, so we can definitely be a little bit more comfortable now. Eagles fans, exhale. It was rough. It was rough. It was a rougher second half than it was a first half. We'll take some time. I'll do a post-game episode. We'll take a look at this from a higher level, but oh boy. Jalen Hurts lining up to take victory formation again. Inside of a minute left in this game. Takes the knee. One more kneel down. We'll do it. And the Eagles will remain undefeated in their Kelly green jerseys. Jalen Hurts lining up for the final knee. And that will do it. Game clock is winding down. That is the game. And Nick Sirianni and Doug Pederson meeting each other. Doug Pederson, former Eagles head coach, first time he was here at Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles have a statue of him outside of the stadium, of him and Nick Foles calling the Philly special. But the Eagles able to pull out a victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars, held on at the very end. And the Philadelphia Eagles have defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars, rise to 6-2 on the season by a final score of 28-23. All right. So that was a good ending to the game. Definitely rough in the second half. It got rough starting around the fumble, which again, it should not have been a fumble. But it definitely got rough. And, the Philadelphia Eagles found a way to win this one. They held on for the victory. And, yeah, that's all I can really say. Definitely some things to improve upon. Need to figure out the point after touchdown situation that occurred. The Eagles need to figure that out, why they were not able to punch the ball in 3 times in this game. They were not able to punch the ball in on 2-point conversions. That's 3 points that it cost them. So just something to bear, something to grow from. And then the defense kind of was definitely bending quite a bit over the course of the end of the game. So, but yeah, when the Eagles needed it most, boy, did they deliver. And that, boy, did that defense deliver. And again, huge props to Nakobe Dean there for that final interception that sealed the game for the Eagles. So, hard to win a game when you are -2 in the turnover field, and the Eagles were +2 in the turnover field this time, and that's big for this team. So we'll do a post game, that'll be up in a little while. But again, just a really big, really solid victory with opportunities for improvement. That's the big takeaway here once you get out of the throes of the game. But that's where things stand. I appreciate you tuning in for the length of time here. I appreciate everybody stopping by and engaging in the chat. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you have not. And thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Joe Donahue. And as always, let's go Eagles.